things that you didn't realize still existed. But for those of us, and again, God, we're talking about my mortality again, right? You're all going to remember this.
Are you doing something? Are you farting right now?
You've got mail.
The iconic dial-up sound and You've Got Mail. That's right, folks. Into stuff that you did not realize still existed. AOL is ending its dial-up internet service. That's right, in the year of our bug, 2025. AOL was still running dial-up internet service right now. And they had over 160,000 customers in America that were using dial-up internet service. For anybody that grew up in early internet sound days, that dial-up noise and the You've Got Mail, it's iconic, okay? It was cultural zeitgeist thing, right? But AOL has announced that they're finally, after 31 years, right? 1994, when their first dial-up had full internet connection, they are finally turning off their dial-up internet service on September 30th. And I know we're kind of joking about this, but in all seriousness, there are many rural places in America where dial-up is still the only way you can get on the internet, right? Because they don't have cable internet and they don't have DSL, they don't have fiber or any of those lines run. Also, what are all the grandmas gonna do? Back to joking. Jay, two questions for you. First off, were you surprised to hear that AOL still had dial-up internet? Because I know I was. And
Yeah.
also, what are your thoughts on them finally killing it?
One, yeah, I was very surprised. And then second, I was surprised at the amount of people that are still on dial-up. Like, I don't understand. I always hear like crazy stories about like Spokane, maybe, out there like east of the Cascades, like, people have to use dial-up. I don't know. But no, this is this is crazy. I thought this thing died a long time ago.
So
Not
did
gonna lie.
I. So did I. There's a part of me that's kind of happy that it's existed all this time. Again, for the You've Got Mail and that very iconic AOL Instant Messenger noise, right? Okay, because that AOL, especially when I was a teenager, oh boy,
Now we got to go help people.
These noises that AOL Instant Messenger had, right? Oh wait, let's do it again. You're jumping for your thing, looking to see who got on. Oh, somebody got on. Oh yeah, that door open sound. Those IM noises. Okay. Man, that was just a thing. Why would people, again, most people are still using dial-up to answer chat question from YouTube. Because that's all they have. Like legit, that's all they have out there in some of these really rural areas. Like that's what they've got. They can still use dial-up internet. So again, it just blows my mind. Um, I think everybody had AOL. Did you have AOL when you were growing up at all, Jay?
I actually did not. I didn't have so my first computer, it was like 2008.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were poor. And I was like very much like kind of an athlete growing up. So I started playing soccer second grade. I wasn't allowed to drink soda. I couldn't eat fast food. I couldn't eat junk food that much. It's kind of like a novelty. So I was like kind of
Behind the curve.
behind the curve. Now, when I was 14, I got a job. And I think when I was 15, I started buying like my own like console games and everything. So I bought like internet, and I paid for internet like around, I want to say like 16 for like Xbox Live. Literally, that's all it was for. So yeah, I never had like any of this. Yeah.
Back in the olden days, we didn't have AOL. We had BBSs, and everything was dial up. Oh God.
Hmm.
Okay. Jeez. Again, for an entire generation of '90s kids, this was absolutely iconic. Again, I'm amused that AOL still exists, and AOL. Phew, they're finally getting rid of it. So that's amazing. We wish you luck in the future, AOL, and to everybody who's losing their internet for the end of dial-up. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, now people are bringing up other ones. Yeah, so AOL was there. Then there was Prodigy, was the other big internet service, and CompuServe, right? And the other thing that was iconic about AOL, and anybody who remembers this, is AOL used to send out discs, right? Um, they would send you discs in the mail, right? And you can still buy them on eBay. Oh, here we go. This is the one I want because this is the one I remember. Uh, they would send this to you in the mail, right? And like, just pop in this disc, and you're online, right? And they'd send it, and there'd be like a little flyer in there because back then you paid for it by the hour. You bought your service by the hour. And so you'd pay a rate and you'd be like 50 hours a month. And then any hour past that, you had to pay an additional charge. And so they'd hit you with these discs, right? That they would just mail out like junk mail, right? Floppy disks. And eventually we figured out how to use them for other stuff. And they would send you these discs in the mail. And you'd be like, cool, 50 free hours. Click. You know, and that was how they grabbed you, was these discs. They did eventually upgrade to the CDs, right?
I I would get a lot of those for some weird reason. Like all the time I would get the CD-ROMs.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. 500 hours free on America Online 5.0, right? Here's your free disc with your 5 hours of free. You've got pictures, instant messenger, Microsoft Internet Explorer 5.0 built in. There you go. Um, so stop. This one's gonna go longer. There is a part of me that misses that version of the internet. That was the absolute fucking Wild West, and it was new and so different, right? And I don't know if it's just nostalgia in my head, but I want to say that internet was less toxic, right? Because I think everybody was just so fucking excited to be there, right? It was like fucking digital Disneyland, right? And I wonder if that's just me or if that's like something that other people feel as well. Like, the internet back then just wasn't quite as crap. Like, because now it's like, in many ways, we covered here on this show, a toxic fucking wasteland, right? I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's just progressive? We've taken it for granted now?
I think they actually covered this on the Twitter documentary. I'm pretty sure it was Twitter where they kind of mentioned they noticed like when memes started becoming a thing and like people really like realizing that you could hide behind the internet and you could make very insane, inappropriate jokes that you would never say out loud in your day-to-day life,
Mm-hmm.
make a meme out of it, throw it on the internet. Um, and then like thousands of people would laugh and like it and whatever. And it became like a very toxic, like it just kept going and going. Cause if I recall correctly, like Twitter had a very, like, we're not going to take anything down stance. So they just let everything happen. But yeah, so I would say, I mean, I was not a part of this internet that you speak of back in the day. Um, but it does make sense. And based on that like documentary, I would say, yeah, probably a lot less toxic.
I don't know. It's just
You guys also had to wait like an hour for like titties to load, evidently. So
well, you had ASCII art porn, and for those that want to do it, you can go ahead and Google that on your own. I'm not going to put it up on my stream, okay? But ASCII art porn was a thing, right? And if you know what ASCII is, you will understand, right? And that would load real fast. um, I guess I'm trying to. There was just times that we just didn't use it for that, or you were so used to it that you just didn't care. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't matter, right? And I think some people in the chat are actually googling it right now and going, "Oh, that." Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I find it very interesting.
I will say, so when I was in high school, I had a MySpace, and I would always like have to go to my friend's house to like update my MySpace.
Oh yeah.
And I will say that I do really miss like the MySpace days. Like it seemed so much better than having Facebook on your phone and like what Facebook has evolved into currently. Like I remember when everyone was switching to Facebook and I was like, Facebook sucks. Like I want to just like continue using MySpace. So yeah, I
My
do miss like the MySpace days.
my only complaint about my biggest complaint about MySpace was when I go to somebody's page. And I wouldn't be expecting it. Like you'd load someone's page in, and there would always be that like 3 or 4 second delay, and then all of a sudden you'd get blasted with some song that they had on their playlist right on their MySpace page. You're like, oh my god, what are you listening? Pause! No, stop it! And half the time I was like, what in God's name was that? Okay,
I love it.
I oh god, and some of y'all went a little nuts with your HTML on your MySpace page, and I couldn't read your page anymore. Like I was just like, I don't. The color scheme you've picked has made this completely unreadable. No idea what's happening here.
Yeah. I I don't know. I miss it.
I do appreciate the fact that you could customize to that level. I think that's something that's missing from Facebook and Twitter and all those was that personalization that you could do with MySpace. Because Facebook went all like hyper clean and like very whoosh, white. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what the next one is. We now have TikTok, right? We've moved to TikTok now. Has become one of the dominant ones. I'm curious what the next really big one's going to be after TikTok. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious what's going to come next. And we've talked about this before.